look like trash. What's going up, everybody? It's Chini the Great, and today is Wednesday, so that means right with me, Wednesday. I feel like shit, so I look like shit too, but you know, we're gonna make a video because why not? So you might notice different setting. I had my light off yesterday and it was nighttime and I turned this little lamp on and the lighting looked all cool. It doesn't look like that right now because it's daylight out, but I figured this would be a cute little spot to film a video, and I don't know, it just looked cool to sit here and film, so that's what I'm doing. Today is my third day off in a row. So just like last video, for some reason I have 3 days off, so sucks for my bank account, but I guess for me it's kind of cool not to have to go to work. But, you know, the last 2 days I've been feeling like shit, like mentally fucked up. So I just wanted to say that I haven't been getting any work done. I've edited and that's all I've done. So I've just been having a lot of anxiety. And one thing that helps me when I have anxiety is either cleaning or organizing, which my room is fairly clean right now, so I'm not going to do that, or getting work done. So that's what I'm going to do today by filming a video. So I have some paper and a pen, so let's write. I'm going to do a little story, not quite like a stream of consciousness, but kind of like I'm just going to start writing and see where it goes. I am going to try to make a cohesive little story, but I don't know. I don't really have a plan for it, no outline, very unplanned, kind of just spontaneous writing exercise for me. And I don't know, I thought while I do this, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about anxiety and feeling like crap. So I already know I'm not going to be able to speak and write at the same time. So I'm going to cut out all the parts of me, like just sitting here writing, and this is going to be kind of a choppy video of me rambling on, but afterwards I'm going to read the story that I write to you guys. I'm already like having writer's block, and I haven't written a word yet. So what I'm doing here is basically I have no plan for the story. I don't know what it's going to be. All I know is that I kind of want it to be related to the topic of anxiety, so that's kind of like maybe a metaphor for anxiety, like in the story, but also make it like a cohesive story, so not going back and checking what I'm writing, just continuing to write forward, and then I'll read it to you guys, and it might suck, like, this is not a planned work, this is just a writing exercise, so it could be the dumbest story in the world, and you know, it's probably going to be pretty bad, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to do with you guys. But while I'm paused here, kind of thinking of what I'm going to write next, I thought I would talk to you guys about what's been going on lately. So the last 2 days, I've been off work and I've been home. It's been very rainy and gray and depressing, and I've just had a lot of anxiety. And it's something I've struggled with for several years now. I feel like although I had anxiety as a child, like it was just a very normal amount. Like everybody has something that makes them kind of anxious, and I guess like as a child it was normal for me, like just normal levels of anxiety. But I don't know when it started, maybe like high school, like the end of high school or the beginning of college, I noticed I have very, very bad anxiety, and it got to the point where it really, you know, affects my everyday life. And I've sort of mentioned it a few times on this channel, like just in passing, just like, oh, that gives me a lot of anxiety or something. Like, I think in the last video, the last Write With Me Wednesday, I even mentioned, like, anytime I'm in a professional setting and I want to be taken seriously, I get a lot of anxiety because people don't really take me seriously because I look like a 12-year-old. So anytime I'm trying to be really professional, I get anxiety. And there's other things that give me anxiety, and then there's sometimes nothing gives me anxiety. In particular, I'm just very anxious, which has been happening the last couple of days. So I used to tell myself in school that once I graduate, you know, I won't have hardly any anxiety anymore because I just won't be stressed out over grades and graduating and whatnot. And I think to an extent that was right. Like, I feel like the amount of anxiety attacks I've had since graduating has been like really low compared to in school where it was just a constant state of anxiety. But, you know, nothing really bad has happened the last few days. I just feel anxious and I'm not sure why. And maybe some of you feel like this sometimes, and it's okay. It's okay to feel anxious. It has been several hours, but some stuff happened and I had to turn off the camera and go do that. So I kind of realized that it was easier for me to go ahead and just write it and then like talk to you guys. So instead of like trying to switch back and forth, just to like write it and get it out of the way, because I didn't just want to film myself writing and waste a lot of memory and battery. So that's what I did. I finished my little story. I'll read it to you guys in a minute, but I wanted to continue with what I was saying. So, I'm just trying to find the page. Alright, so I think I left off before my camera shut off. I was saying how lately I've been trying to stay positive, so, I guess what that means for me is just like really appreciating where I'm at in my life. I have a tendency to look back on things in life after I've done them, like times, like periods in my life after I've lived them, and think like, oh man, that's so great, wish I could be back there. But at the time I'm living them, I'm like miserable. I don't want to like, well, not always miserable, but I'm like, I don't appreciate it. I'm looking for the next step in life. I'm working towards something and I'm not really appreciating where I'm at right now. So I don't want to do that now. I want to appreciate what's going on while it's going on. And it kind of sucks that I guess these last couple of days I've been having so much anxiety and stuff like that because I have been trying to stay positive, and at first I was like, you know, what happened? Why is this happening to me? I want to stay positive, so I try to like stay like really positive. Oh, nothing's going on, just be happy, you know, just calm down, nothing's going on, just be positive, and just trying to like talk myself out of having anxiety, I guess. But that doesn't work, not for me anyway. And I don't know, it's just kind of like I just had to let myself be anxious even though there was no reason to be anxious, and just know that it's okay. You know, can't always be like super peppy, uplifted 24/7. And yeah, so I think today I'm a little bit better. I'm still not tip top, but the sun's shining even though it's freezing cold, but you know, I'm a little bit less anxious. But the only way for me to really get through anxiety is to work towards something and like kind of distract myself until it passes. So a lot of the times I clean or organize, and other times if I'm feeling overwhelmed with work, then I work. But I'm not overwhelmed with work, but I still decided just to work, just to write. And the reason I picked this like little writing exercise and this kind of video topic is just so that I can write without having to worry about it. I really love that aspect of writing exercises, just like writing, like not stopping writing, like given a prompt, keep writing and writing and writing, not looking back at what you're writing, not worrying about who's gonna see it or what you're writing, just writing and letting it happen. And sometimes I do like a stream of consciousness thing where I literally do not pay attention to anything on the page. I just write and write and write until I feel like stopping, and then I go back and read it, and it's very like nothing makes sense. It's very kind of, my thoughts come and then they're on the page and then something else, and I'm just like, it's just my brain keeps going, and it's not a story, it just doesn't make sense. But I did want to form like a little cohesive kind of story so that I could share with you guys, which is what I'm about to do. So yeah, I just felt that this was very therapeutic to write but not work on it, not work on anything, just write and read it later. So just keep in mind that this is a writing exercise. This isn't some grand story. This isn't like a setting, a climax, a resolution, character development. Everything ties in together. It's not that. It's just I wrote and wrote and wrote, and I'm gonna read you what I wrote. So it could very much suck, and it's not really like, there's no conclusion, I guess. There's no big reveal or anything like that. It's just a writing exercise. So with further ado, let's read it. I just got very nervous. Okay, let's go. You feel that? Feel what? Like the car is shaking. No. Pull over. I'll check the tires. Jalen pulls the car over on the side of the thin mountain road. Sorry, I'm having trouble like reading my own handwriting because I was writing fast. Alright. Jalen pulls the car over on the side of the thin mountain road. With a sigh of frustration, Trevor unbuckles his seatbelt and gets out of the car. He peeks at the tires, walks around to the other side, and checks the other two tires as well. Looks good, man. You're tripping, he says with a grin. Jalen gets out of the car and double checks. Forming the same conclusion, he leans against the car and looks over the mountainside. Guess you're right. I felt shaky though. Trevor follows suit, and the boys silently look over the mountains. The fog is dense but doesn't cover the trees. Smokies sure are smoky, Trevor jokes. Damn, it was a good trip, huh? We should just ditch the final semester and live out here. We could be like a row. School, man. Fuck school! Trevor shouts into the trees. You're joking, right? Let's live in the woods, says the guy who needed help zipping up his sleeping bag. Jalen laughs. Whatever, man, that zipper was rusty. Look, all I'm saying is that it was a great vacation. Not ready to go back to the classroom just yet. Yeah, I get that. We have to, though. Just one more semester. We should get going. Jalen takes his place behind the wheel and starts the car. Yeah, Trevor mumbles. Guess so. Ain't frowned since '06. Ain't cried since '01. The boys shout along to the radio as the car rattles down the mountainside. It's another 2 hours before they hit civilization. Jalen looks at the gas gauge with raised eyebrows. Bro, you think we're gonna have enough gas to get to that town we passed? Yeah, quit worrying, man. Just roll the windows down and the music up. And turn the music up. Trevor waves his hand down in protest. It's about the good vibes, you know. He takes out a spoon pipe from his pocket and packs a bowl. Alright. Jalen loosens his shoulder and turns the radio up. They smoke while they drive, enjoying the mountains and trees around them. The next 2 hours are filled with a horrible karaoke, eating all the snacks left from the camping trip, and just general silliness. Alright, man, I know it's about good vibes and shit, but, yeah, we're on E. And not the party drug E. I mean, the tank is empty. Shit, Trevor says. Yeah, Jalen agrees. Well, we're just a few miles from town. Just keep driving as far as you can, and we'll probably stop close to a gas station. Okay, Jalen says without certainty, and keeps driving. The radio volume is low, and the boys stay silent, anticipating the car to come to a halt. The engine sounds rough, and Jalen has resorted to coasting down the road. Shops and houses come into view, but there's not a gas station in sight. Trevor fidgets with the lighter in his hand. He succumbs to the tense uneasiness that Jalen has been victim of the entire drive. The car makes a loud thud and comes to a stop. Luckily, Jalen pulled off onto the shoulder just in time. He looks to Trevor for answers. What? Trevor throws up his hands. Well, what do we do now? I don't know. Let's ask somebody where the closest gas station is. They are parked in front of a pancake diner at the edge of town. They look at one another with the same irritated confusion in their eyes and get out of the car. The fog is pretty much non-existent this far down the mountain. All of what they can see of the city is painted with a gray stillness. There's a distinct immobility about the town that falls heavy on Trevor's shoulders. Hey man, what day is it? He asks while he looks around. Like I said, I can't read my handwriting because I was writing fast. Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, Jalen responds. Despite how nervous Jalen had been at the beginning of the drive, it's Trevor that seems more worried now. Where is everybody? I don't know. Work? School? A bell dings as Jalen pushes the diner door open. A few elderly people piddle around different tables. They look like grazing cattle, moving their jaws slowly, making no conversation with one another. A waitress with ashy curls and a smoker's voice greets the boys. How you doing? Booth or table? She throws a dirty rag into a bucket of soapy water. Neither, Jalen speaks up. We are out of gas out there. He points to his broken down Honda through the glass door. And we need to know where the closest gas station is. Oh. Circle K is around the corner there and down to the left. Thanks, Jalen says. The waitress doesn't respond. She only stares at them angrily while they make their exit. Once they reach the sidewalk, Trevor breaks his silence. Okay, so that was really fucking weird, right? Yep. What's her deal? No clue. Let's just get the gas and go. It only takes about 5 minutes of walking before they reach the Circle K. Unlike most gas stations, there is no tall standing sign in the front, which makes it not visible from the main road. Trevor is the first one to walk into the convenience store. Bodies bustle and move in all directions, and a hum of conversation hangs in the air. Trevor freezes, shocked by the stark contrast to the rest of the town. Damn, a lot of people need soda and candy bars, apparently. Jalen jokes and makes his way down the aisles. Dude, we need to leave, Trevor says nervously. Yeah, man, that's why we're getting gas. Jalen keeps walking, searching for a plastic gas tank. No, here. We need to leave here. Something's wrong. What do you mean? Jalen stops and looks at his friend, worried now. I don't know. Trevor spins around. Just something. Jalen rolls his eyes. Whatever, quit playing. He spots a red gas tank on the shelf and moves his way over. Does that make sense? Oh, makes his way over. That makes sense. Okay. I'm serious. Something's wrong. Did you smoke again? No. Well, whatever. Stop being weird. Just follow me. Jalen picks up the gas can and takes it to the register. The cashier rings it up. 20 on pump 2, please. The cashier rings that up on the register as well, but says nothing. Jalen swipes his credit card. Trevor hovers close behind him, glancing here and there. Dude, back up. Jalen eyes Trevor with concern. Trevor doesn't back up at all. The cashier hands Jalen the receipt, and they leave. Jalen starts pumping the gas into the can. Did you see that? Trevor asks. What? Those people. Yeah? That was weird. Something is fucked up in there. Quit being paranoid and help me out. Trevor holds the gas tank while Jalen pumps. They cap off the tank and head back to the car. Trevor shakes the paranoia from his mind, satisfied with getting the gas. He opens the gas tank when they get back to the car and begins to pour it. The splashback makes The splashback makes gas sputter from the container and fall onto Trevor's shoes and pants. Fuck! He shakes his leg. Now I'm gonna smell like gas the whole ride. Just change your pants. Oh yeah. Trevor hands Jalen the container and retrieves his bag from the trunk. He changes his pants right there on the side of the road, not worried about many bystanders in the dim town. They get back in the car and continue their journey. The first thing Trevor does is pack another bowl. Want a hit? Sure. Jalen smokes with one hand on the wheel. They turn on the radio, but the mood is different now. Neither boy says a word as they drive. The silence isn't a calm one, but one of uneasiness. Both boys wait. They wait, anticipating the next moment. That's it. So, just a short story, kind of just a quick writing exercise. So, let me kind of break that down, and although I didn't really plan anything out, the only thing I planned was I want to make it related to anxiety to kind of go with what I was talking about. So that's all I planned was write about anxiety, and I just kept writing, and that's what came out of, you know, my head, I guess. But yeah, so not planned, not really a conclusion or a tale to be told or anything like that. Just writing. It's just a writing exercise. But yeah, so anxiety has an effect on me where I can't really read situations correctly. So like the diner and the gas station, Trevor's kind of freaking out. He's like, that's really weird. Everything here is really weird. And Balin's kind of like, he doesn't see it because he's not as anxious. So he's like, nah, dude, like, come on, man, don't be weird. But, I don't know. Kind of when you're having anxiety, or at least when I am, it's like, even though I know I'm probably anxious and misreading situations, it's really hard for me to snap out of it. And it makes me really paranoid and really scared sometimes. And that's kind of, I guess, what I wanted to show when I wrote that is, even though I didn't plan it, I just wrote it. I guess that's kind of what that represents. And when they're back in the car the second time, after they get the gas, even though he's not quite as anxious anymore, they're still like, it's still tense because, I don't know, I guess anxiety is not instantly over. They're still like, even though they're doing the same thing they were before, they're riding in the car through this town, listening to music, and smoking weed. Like, that's what they were doing before and having a great time, but now he's doing the same thing that made him happy before, and he just can't enjoy it quite as much. He still just has anxiety. So that's what that was. And I would really love to do more videos like this, and like have an exercise or a writing prompt and write it, and have it go with the video topic and kind of talk to you guys and write and then share the story with you. Because I haven't shared any of my writing with you guys whatsoever. So I thought this would be kind of cool, just something small and fun. And I would love to keep doing kind of videos like this. Maybe not every Wednesday, but every now and then, just to change things up a bit, just to get an exercise or a writing prompt done. Because they're really good for writers. They're just really freeing, and you can write without thinking, and I really enjoy them. And they can really make you push your creativity and think kind of outside what you would normally write. And because I'm working on something so hefty like a novel, changing my writing up a little bit is really refreshing to me. So I would really like to do this again sometime and maybe have it better, or maybe take your suggestions of a writing exercise or a writing prompt. If you want to leave one in the comments below, I will read it and maybe I'll put it in another video. So yeah, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this chill video, even though all I talked about was anxiety. It really helped me calm down a lot. So yeah. And maybe, like, if I do this again, maybe it won't be, like, such a serious topic. It could be completely silly. So let me know how you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and stay happy. See you guys.